Today we're gonna be making a really fun American flag cake for any sort of summer celebration that you have. It looks really unassuming on the outside, but on the inside it's a big surprise. We're just gonna mix until this is nice and evenly homogeneous, and then we're gonna need to make this 2 more times. Once we're gonna dye it red, and once we're gonna dye it blue. But first we're gonna keep this one nice plain vanilla for our white layers of the cake. If you're a normal person at home and you only have a few cake pans, not a million like I do, you can bake in batches. So while the cakes bake, we can go ahead and make our frosting. This is gonna be an American buttercream, which is a really easy frosting to do, pretty much the easiest frosting there is. All right, now that we've got all of our cakes baked and cooled, we've got our frosting made, it's time to cut our layers. The first thing that we have to do is level the cakes off. That just basically make sure that all of our layers are really even. And that's important because we want a really nice clean look when we cut into this cake. And then I'm also gonna cut my red and white layers into 2 separate layers. I'm gonna leave one of the layers on my cake turntable, and I'm going to cut it into a smaller sort of circle. That's going to be the final layers when we start to build the flag. So this is a bowl that's about 6 inches in diameter. No need to be super precise. And I'm just gonna use my paring knife here to trace around my cake. And here we've got our smaller red round. And now we've been left with our blue ring, and we've got all the pieces that we need to build our American flag cake. I always like to start with the cake layer that was actually the bottom of the pan, because then you're starting with a nice flat surface. For the inside of this cake, we don't want too much frosting, she says as she dollops 2 gigantic ice cream scoops. But you don't want too much frosting because it's gonna mess up your color layering. So now that we've got our red layer, white layer, red layer, we're gonna add our blue. I sort of like to add it with the flat side facing up. Now I'm just going to use the spatula, loosen it a little bit, and I'm just gonna lift this cake up. I promise it can handle it, but if you get nervous, you can always put it in the refrigerator or the freezer for a few minutes, help it firm up. So I ended on a red layer, so I'm going to start with this white layer. And we're just going to drop this right inside here. And now we can frost the outside of our cake. So now we get the most fun part, which is to slice it. Whee! We've got layers of red and white and our blue kind of square in the corner. And that's how we make an American flag cake.